Welcome to Extra Class Online Academy, your #1 hub for free quality education, anytime, anywhere. We offer a wide range of online lessons covering ZIMSEC subjects from Form 1 to Form 6, Cambridge IGCSE, South African Matric from grade 10 to 12, and many other valuable courses to help you succeed academically and beyond. Whether you're preparing for exams, catching up on classwork, or learning something new, we've got you covered, and the best part? It's all absolutely free, no matter where you are, in Zimbabwe, South Africa, or across the world. Education should be accessible to everyone. At Extra Class, we believe in learning without limits. So go ahead, subscribe, explore our lessons, and join thousands of learners already upgrading their knowledge the smart way. Let's grow together. Extra Class Online Academy, learn free. Learn smart. Learn anytime.
Precipitation. What is precipitation? Precipitation refers to all forms of moisture falling from the atmosphere to the ground. Any form in which moisture is falling from the atmosphere to the ground is called precipitation. Moisture falls from the atmosphere to the ground in many forms, which include the following. Number one, and which is most common, is rain. So rain is water falling from the atmosphere to the ground in liquid form. So I'm sure you are very familiar with this one and you know it very well. Hail. This is water falling to the ground in the form of ice particles of more than 5 millimeters in diameter. Hail is common under convectional rainfall, which is associated with thunderstorms. Drizzle. This is precipitation consisting of small droplets falling in liquid form, which are about 0.5 millimeters in diameter. Such precipitation is received under cyclonic rainfall. So do not worry if you don't know convectional rainfall or cyclonic rainfall. We are going to cover these. Sleet. It is when water falls in the form of mixed liquid mixed with snow. Then we have snow. What is snow? This is water falling in form of frozen crystals, very small than ice and looks like cotton fuzz. Snow is common in cold regions such as Alaska, Russia, and Siberia. Fog and mist. These are forms of precipitation because they are created by water droplets, differing only in their overall location and density. Fog is a cloud that reaches ground level, and that ground can be a hill or a mountain top. Mist forms wherever water droplets are suspended in the air by temperature inversion, volcanic activity, or changes in humidity. Fog is denser than mist and tends to last long because fog is actually a cloud that has reached ground level. In terms of visibility, fog reduces to less than 1 kilometer, while mist can reduce visibility to between 1 and 2 kilometers. Dew is not a form of precipitation since it does not fall from the atmosphere but results from condensation of air at surface or at ground level when it comes in contact with objects, plants, or soil. So for precipitation to happen, water should undergo different processes. It changes from one form to another until it falls to the surface, and it will change back into the atmosphere in another form again. So this process where water is changing from one form to another is called the hydrological cycle or water cycle. This term, I'm sure you have heard it before in primary level when you were taught about the water cycle. We call it the hydrological cycle. So here is a very simplified diagram of the hydrological cycle. So where can we start? Let's start with evaporation here. So we have got our river, our dams, our any water that is exposed. We also have transpiration. This is the evaporation of water or the loss of water from the plants. So transpiration and evaporation will cause water to change from liquid to vapor. So at this stage, water is changing state from liquid to vapor, and this vapor can rise. This happens because the sun is providing heat. The sun is heating this water or providing a heat source. The heat source will cause water at the top or the surface of our water body to change state from liquid to water vapor, or from plants to lose water in the form of water vapor, which rises up, reaches a certain level in the sky, in the atmosphere, where once it reaches that place, it will condense. Condensation is going to take place. Condensation is another change where water vapor changes from vapor to ice. This is when it changes because it is super cold. It is very cold at this level. It will change again to ice. Now, wind is going to transport this condensed cloud. These are the clouds now that you see. Upon reaching a certain place, the clouds becomes too heavy to suspend in the air. When it becomes too heavy to suspend in the air, it begins to fall down. Okay? It begins to fall down. When it falls down, we call it precipitation. Either we have learned different forms of precipitation before, and this, it reaches the ground as liquid rainfall. If it is rain, it will reach the ground as rain, then it will run off back again to our starting point, or it will be absorbed by the plants back again to our starting point. So this is the hydrological cycle that you know. Rainfall formation processes. Let us look at how is rainfall formed. For rainfall to form, there should be warm, moist air. Warm, moist air is what we call vapor. Okay? So this warm, moist air should be forced to rise by certain mechanism. Okay? So what causes this warm, moist air to rise? It can be a mountain or it can be a front. We shall learn more about fronts later. As we have seen in the case of relief rainfall, the mountain is the mechanism forcing the warm, moist air to rise. Yes, so we need things like a mountain or a hill that can force the air to rise. In the case of frontal rainfall, the cold air forces the warm, moist air to rise, and under convectional rainfall, the descending cold air displaces the warm, moist air, forcing it to rise. Once the warm, moist air rises from the surface, it is set free to expand. Expansion will lead to cooling, and with enough moisture, condensation will take place. The temperature at which water vapor in the warm rising air changes to a liquid through condensation is called the dew point temperature. When the air is cooled to condensation, it may become saturated, and being saturated means it cannot hold more moisture. It will therefore drop again as rain. So that is how rain is formed.